Hey everybody, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey, hey, hey.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, it is.
It's good to be back to inform the members, talk to the members, educate the members. We missed you all. We've been on a lot of hiatus. Been a lot been going on in the union. A lot of changes, a lot of conferences. But we're back, 862 Live, back and consistently. We got a new time for you today. It's at 9 a.m. We're at the LAP Union Hall. I missed these two across from me. Give a shout out to Meredith Stice. She's not here today, but it's good to be back with these two, with John and Patty. How y'all doing today?
Blessed. Feels good to be back.
Doing great. Yes, it's great to be back on air. And we're doing a video today too.
Woo, woo, woo.
So we'll be posting this on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel.
That's right. That's right. We're changing up so everybody can put a face with the name and the name with the face, and y'all can see us talk and communicate with everybody. And like you said, if you have any questions, John have it down there right before you down below in the post. Give us a question. We'll answer your questions on the show, and we want to keep interacting with everybody. That's our job, and that's what we're here to do, to inform, answer questions, and keep putting information out. And we got some good information for you today on this 862 Live.
So we want to talk about the upcoming election, right? I guess we have information on the upcoming election. Like Patty, I think you've got some.
Yeah, we have 32 days.
32
days till the election day. Mark Dowell has put out some information. Mark Dowell is our CAP representative. This is where your VCAP contributions go towards. So yeah, these will be in the Union Hall, in the stands.
When you walk to the doors of the LAP Union Hall, he put all the endorsed candidates for the state of Kentucky for VCAP that we should vote for on the stand. It has all the names of each region, each district, whatever district you live in, because we all live in different districts. I live in Jefferson County. Some people live in Bullitt County and other counties around the metro area. And like he said, he put this together for you, so when you go vote and go to your ballot box and look at the names, you would know what names we endorse and what names you need to vote for, what judges, what officers you have in your district, and it helps us out. And that's who we endorse. And like Patty said, that's what our VCAP money goes to. And for all y'all that don't understand about VCAP, they take VCAP out of our check every week. You put a certain amount in your check that you want to donate to VCAP. I think you can get the most up is what, $25?
25. And VCAP stands for voluntary.
That's right.
That's what the V is in VCAP.
Voluntary.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything we do in our union. We're committed, but it's voluntary. We take out our time to put in the effort to help one another, help each other, and help our union grow, and keep standing with one another and stand beside one another, and help each other out. That's what it's about.
And Mark Dowell is our Region 8 representative. And this is his full-time job. So he goes through the rugged interviews, questions, the tough questions for every candidate, every judge, everything. And he does his due diligence and watching them from when they first start on their way up, and see how much they stand by us as a union, as middle class, and the backbone of America, pretty much.
Right. VCAP stands for Voluntary Community Action Program, and no union dues are used for political purposes. So the endorsement process, that you mentioned that Mark Dowell and others go through, they interview candidates, and after that process, where no union dues are used to do this, they determine, here are the candidates who are labor friendly. Here's who we think are labor friendly, best for working people. and that's who they endorse.
Absolutely.
And it's a process. So yeah, it's not anything under the table.
For some of y'all who don't know who Mark Dow is, great brother, great friend, great leader. He's from our local 862. Like Patty said, he's an international Region 8 representative of VCAP. He's a great guy, man. He has a hard job. He has a tough job keeping up with all the endorsed candidates of the state of Kentucky and who's running. And he takes his time out to help us out and to show us who the most important people are to vote for, to not only help us, help our state, help our community, but help our unions as well. He's a strong union brother, and we stand with him all the time. And he helps us out anytime we need. And like you said, he's 862 strong. He's one of us, and you know, let's help him out and let's vote for the people that we need to vote for. You know, to stand tall with him, stand strong with him. And the people that we vote for, you know, they're here to help us out as union brothers and sisters. They're there for us. They're going to stand behind us. They're standing in solidarity with us, and they hope that they're the ones that are going to give us a bright future, our future strong. So,
absolutely.
Like Patty said, you can come to the LAP hall out there in the lobby when you first walk through the doors. We'll be sitting in the stands. But what we're going to do also, we're going to try to put them on the 862 online page on the website. In the next issue, we should throw the names in the next issue. So when y'all pick up y'all's online, y'all can read the endorsed candidates that Mark Dow has set up for us to vote for in your districts.
Yeah, and to follow up also, we want to remind everybody, we're not trying to tell anybody how to vote. We're simply giving you the information. These are union endorsed candidates. They've been through the process. They've been interviewed, and these are labor's endorsed candidates, but we're not trying to tell anybody how to vote. Just vote.
Yeah, just vote.
Right.
Just vote.
Right.
Like Patty and John are saying, everybody has their own opinions. You know, mine might be different than John's might be different than Patty. You know, we all might have different opinions, but at the end of the day, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own right. Everybody has to let their voice be heard. But on this aspect of it, it's what's going to help us as a union. What's going to make us stronger.
Right. There was a time where I really didn't get involved in politics. I would just, you know, when I turned 18, I went and I just went Democratic all the way. Democrat. Vote blue. That's it. And you know, as I started raising my family and getting, you know, to work and stuff, I started paying attention, you know, to the candidates and judges, and I like doing my due diligence and doing my own background checks as well. So
you definitely got to do the background checks, because you got to know the facts, you know, because how are we going to put this? Some might put out the true facts, some may not. Some candidates just might say what you want to hear,
yes.
and not stand behind what they're saying. You know, Patty just gave it 100% to it. You know, we wait till we get to a certain age to get into the politics. But I agree, it took me a while to get into it, and I wish I would have started earlier. You know, so we don't want to be too late, and like knowing who's running, knowing what that person's about, knowing what that person can do for where we're working at, you know, and we're at that age to where you gotta start looking at that.
Like Walter Luther said, there's a direct relationship between the ballot box and the bread box.
I'll say that again. Say it again, you know, and that's the truth.
100%. So you can get paper copies of our endorsed candidates. And for those of you watching the video, there's a copy of that. Those are available in the vestibules at both union halls. So those are available. And also, while you're there or at the plant entrances, make sure you pick up the latest copy of the online.
It's a great issue. A lot of information in that online.
September, October issue.
September, October issue. Just got hit out, just got from the press and hit the stands at both plants. So anytime you walk in the gates to get your stands and pick up the online. Speaking of candidates, we don't want to forget about John Stovall. He's running for state representative. He's one of us. He's the president of Teamsters.
Local 89.
Local 89. Todd and Marcus, our president Todd Dunn and vice president Marcus Shekels, know him well. He's a great guy. I had a chance to meet him, and he stands with us. He stands behind us, just like we stand with them. Hey, he's a great leader, man. Don't forget when you see that ballot to vote for John Stovall. He's a great representative, man. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. He's a stand-up guy. He's going to fight 100% for what you believe and what he believes in, and he's going to go to bat for us. And he's going to get what we need as union members. That's the main thing. And 'cause like we're saying, we need to vote for the right people when it comes to that, because as union members, we want the best for us. We want the best contracts, benefits, best working places, and best communities, you know, for us, because we got to live in these communities too. So like you said, like you're saying, when you go to that ballot box, don't forget about John Stovall and vote for him too.
Well, speaking of communities and events, I guess we've got some events coming up.
Oh, we do have some events coming up.
62.
It's October. Don't forget about Halloween. So we have trunk or treats coming up at KTP and LAP. LAP, their trunk or treat is Sunday, October 27th from 12:30 to 3:30. I'm sorry, that's KTP. October 27th from 12:30 to 3:30 at the KTP Hall in Chamberlain Lane. Bring your kids. Dress them up in the costumes. Get some candy. Have a good time. Some people, Halloween is their best time of the year.
Dress up and be whatever you want.
Be whatever you want. Get a lot of candy. Get your kids a lot of candy. Have some fun.
Get them sugared up, as Patty said.
That's right. Get them sugared up. And then on LAP, they will have their trunk or treat October 26th, 2024 from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the LAP Union Hall right here on Fern Valley Road. This theme is a cartoon character theme. So wear the costumes, get some good candy, popcorn, enjoy the fellowship with your members.
Yes. Good time to walk around, show off your kids, put a face, you know, with the name. We always talk about our kids, our grandkids every day at work, with our coworkers, our family members,
That's right.
coworkers, friends at work. Get them all sugared up, hand them over to the grandparents or, you know, brothers, sisters, and then attend
the adult costume party the same night on the 26th at from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. here at the LAP Union Hall. They have raffles, which cost $10 a piece. Tickets cost $15. And don't forget about the Scare the Life Out of Cancer adult costume party here at the hall. It's always a great time. They're gonna have something set up for you in there when you walk in. You're gonna love the setup. Todd always loves it. He loves this party. This is his favorite party of the year.
I think this is his favorite holiday, if that's what we're gonna call it, a holiday.
Favorite holiday.
To Todd, it's a holiday.
That's right. Hey, and like we said, Let's Get a Life Out of Cancer adult party is fun. Everybody's dressing up, everybody's dancing, everybody's having a good time. Greg Conway had his photo booth, so anybody want to take some pictures with the costume on, you can get in the photo booth. Like we said, it's a good time. And that again is on the 26th from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Like Patty said, get your kids sugared up during the day and come party at nighttime at Local 862. That's always a good event. I went a couple times. It's always good. It's always fun. Everybody's laughing, cutting up, and just having a good time.
It's my favorite time of year.
Is it?
Fall, oh yes, yeah, Halloween. It's a great time. Everybody has a good time, yeah, especially seeing the kids and the grandkids dressed up in their costumes. at both of the trunk or treats. It's great to see their smiling faces and everybody's happy. It's a lot of fun.
I love it. I love attending. And I do it usually with the Union Label and Consumer Affair. I'll decorate the table, and I love to see it because I usually can't be home to, you know, trick or treat with my grandkids. So I enjoy seeing everybody's grandkids and spoiling the crap out of them and giving them so much candy, knowing that they're going to go home.
Patty doesn't have to deal with it.
I don't have to deal with them afterwards. Oh yeah, here, take a couple more candies.
There you go.
But I love seeing the excitement in their eyes, and you know, it's a beautiful thing.
And like we say, it's good for the trunk or treats because, you know, a lot of people don't hand out candy in homes no more, so it's good to go to trunk.
It's safe.
Yeah, it's really safe.
It's a safe, fun environment.
Even though it's during the day, you know, you're still getting the Halloween action, getting the activity. Even though it's not nighttime, but still, it's always a good time.
Well, I believe Halloween is on Thursday, and I think
right.
So I believe, you know, you still, which is great because the price you're paying for costumes nowadays.
Right.
You have trunk or treat one weekend, trunk or treat another weekend, and then you still have Halloween. So your kids are actually using 3 times, you know?
They're getting their money's worth.
You're getting your money's worth nowadays. Before it was like we spent that much money and we only got one night. 3 hours, one night.
That's right.
And half the time we had winter jackets over them. Or snowsuits.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Up in Michigan, I'll tell you what, we had to bundle up till we got smart. And then we would start putting their snowsuits and buying bigger costumes and putting their costumes over their snowsuits.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's a different costume. Then you go back to the house and get more candy.
Good point.
God, I miss you guys so much.
Oh gosh, it's great to be back. Well, so that's a lot of fun. Yeah. So, do we have any other events to mention?
I don't want to forget about the Craft and Vendor Fair and the car show. That will be Saturday, November 9th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I believe this is our 3rd one.
Oh yeah, it is.
Always a good time. Always a good time. It's indoors, so I know a lot of people worry. It's a little bit past, you know,
The thing I love about
the regular craft and vendor fairs, which are usually outdoors. It's indoors, so we don't have to worry so much about the weather.
back here in the gym, right?
Yes.
Back here.
LAP, Fern Valley, and the back and the big gym. Well, it's the only gym. Big gym.
Come support your union brothers and sisters, you know, because they take the time. Patty has a booth. They take the time and putting stuff together.
Yes, we have a lot of talented brothers and sisters.
We really
do.
And that's what Barb, who originally got this together and got a couple of our committees together, and noticed that we have a lot of talented union brothers and sisters, and let's put them together. Let's support each other.
Let's say that because it's no different than you going to another vendor and them selling the same stuff, but it's your union brothers and sisters who take the time and they're use union products to make their crafts, and they take the time, they put in the effort. It blows my mind and it's amazed me at some of the stuff our union brothers and sisters do on the side.
Yes.
You know, instead of just building cars and trucks, they bracelets, necklaces, custom shoes, anything you name it. When you walk through that gym, there's 100 tables.
Paintings, like you said, jewelry, derby hats. I mean,
good way to get a derby hat before derby hits.
Right.
And they're legit hats.
And I never realized this, but people buy their derby hats and go from there with the rest of their attire, you know. So they start with the derby hats and then they go to the dress and the shoes and the jewelry. Where back in my day we started with the dress and then went to, you know, the rest. But yeah, the derby hats are very, very big and popular. And so it's a good time. It really is. So again, that's Saturday, November 9th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you have any questions, you can give me a call. I'm Patty Trevino, A-Crew, 517-403-7313, or you can contact Barb Herber, B-Crew, 651-587-5490. We do have, if you are a vendor and would like to participate, we do have a page and a sign-up sheet in the online, very last page. But
you flipped right to that.
Yeah.
That was amazing. How did you do that?
Boom!
What's up?
She picks up on that
But if
online.
you're not crafty like me and you just want to come and participate in walking around, eating, talking with your coworkers, come on down.
It's fellowship. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, encouraging and supporting our needing brothers and sisters of what they do. Like you said, there's food.
Mm-hmm.
You interact with each other that we don't get to do inside the plane because we're always working. You know, like we said, it's a great event. It's a great time to support each other, stand with each other, and like Patty said, it's our 3rd year. So we're trying to keep it. It keeps growing and it keeps growing, and eventually we're gonna have to find somewhere else instead of the gym back here. So, like you said, it's a great time to come out, show support.
So come on out and enjoy that event and support your brothers and sisters. So I guess we have some national news. Switching to national news. Apparently the international longshore workers have a tentative agreement. So their strike has been suspended. Woohoo!
Let's give them applause.
Yes, so our brothers and sisters, yes, our longshore workers will be back to work. They have a tentative agreement that's good until January 15th. This tentative agreement includes raises of 62% over 7 years.
62.
That's the union difference right there.
62%.
Percent.
They were asking for what, 77?
Yes.
77%.
So not everything that they wanted, but there's some couple of other issues they have to resolve, the automation and their benefits. But that'll make for a good Christmas for all of our brothers and sisters, longshore workers, them and their families. They'll be back to work. So all the ports will be back to work. So that's a good thing for everybody. That's a win-win.
And think about that. We got to applaud them, because without them, we don't move a lot. When we say about we don't move a lot, the companies can't move international, coming and going. If you shut down a port, that shuts down everything in America. Not just us, that shuts down food, water, that shuts down the main stuff we need to survive, you know? And the thing with them is they needed to stand up and fight. I mean, we all need to stand up and fight. But for them, you got to think they go out into the deep seas to transport the stuff that we make and to get across and get it going and get it coming. And for them to stand up like that, you should have been taking care of them a long time ago. You should have been taking them from the get-go.
Right.
They shouldn't have to wait. They shouldn't have to leave a whole port. Because I looked at the photos, man, there wasn't a single soul there. It was empty.
This is horrible that they had to do this and it had to get down to this, but it couldn't have come at a better time with it being election.
Right.
And we have to think about it. 68% of our bananas come from that port. Cherries. And other fruits, but that is the biggest banana port. Now we need to start rethinking about this. You know, we need to start saying, why is not being made here? I see all these, and I know we could go on and on, all these solar farms being brought up because our farmers cannot farm anymore because it's so costly. They can't afford the equipment
Right.
and the labor and anything else. And it's sad to see all these solar farms. We can't even grow our own food anymore. We're America.
Right.
We got to count on all this, all the other countries. And they're saying, that's America. I'm not going to pay you, you know. How many billions of dollars did that other company make last year? I wish I had looked it up. 400 billion or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
And it's a whole group of companies that pay longshoremen, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's the USMX, the U.S. Maritime.
Yeah.
Not Maritime.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it affected ports from Maine to Texas.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was,
I mean, we really need to start thinking about it. We need jobs brought back here, you know.
Same what you said, from ports from Maine to Texas. You know how far that is?
that's a lot of
Yeah.
ports. 46,000 longshore workers were on strike. That's a lot. So we wanted them to support us, of course. When we were on strike, we were on strike, and they did, and so we support them.
Yeah.
And it looks like solidarity paid off again, and they got
Absolutely.
a agreement.
And Meredith was there with them.
Oh, I was so proud.
Yeah.
I smiled when I seen her and Jen Thompson out there standing with the longshoremen.
Yes. I can't wait till she comes back and we hear her story.
Her experience. It was, me and John got a chance to stand with the people in Chicago when we went on strike. And seeing it before we did it, it was like, man, it's so surreal. It's like, this is really happening. And it was cold. And they were standing out there with trash can fires just to try to stay warm. And when you see that, you're like, all right, well, I need to do something right now too. Even though it's not our local, but you're like, all right, we gotta do something too. So standing up there with them, and they loved it that we came up there and we stood with them. And they embraced us, and they just took us like we was one of their own, you know? And seeing from Patty, I mean, I'm from Jen and Maris photos, the longshoremen did the same thing with them. They just embraced them and welcomed them. Because like we say, Patty just said, and John said, we're all one. We might do different work, but at the end of the day, we're all one.
Their fight is our fight.
That's right. Like, we can't work without them, they can't work without us. We're all in this together. And that's what we do this podcast, is let everybody understand, like, we're all union brothers and sisters. Like, no matter what trade we do, at the end of the day, we stand together. And if that never would have got agreed, man, that affects us right now.
Yes.
And if you get to that point to where you can't transport automobiles in and out, you're in bad shape. And like you said, you can't even grow your own food.
Yeah, we really need to start rethinking this whole
And
thing.
like she said, we're American. We were built on that. Now we're to the point to where we can't even grow our own vegetables, our own fruit. We're getting it from another country. You know? And like, I agree with Patty. Well, we should look at, if it happens now, what's gonna happen 10, 15 years from now? You know what I mean? We're gonna
My
go
grandkids and my great-grandkids are the ones I worry about.
Yeah.
We need to start making it right for them.
the future. You know, I take Zay, I tell him, I said, man, I let him watch the election and watch the debates. I say, because eventually, one day, you're going to be sitting there watching this. You're going to have to tune into it. You're going to have to understand what's really going on. I know you're 10 years old right now, but when you get to our age, you're going to have to understand and learn it. Because this is what the sports center ain't going to be it no more. You're going to have to turn on CNN. You're going to have to turn on the news. You know, because you're not, that's going to be your sport. You're trying to figure out what's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it affects all of us. It'll affect our kids and grandkids too in the future.
And that's what we do. We're fighting we're fighting our fight, but like Patty said, we're fighting for the future too. We're fighting for the next generation. Because what are they gonna have to look forward to?
Well, speaking of fighting for the future and the next generation, are my segues annoying? Is that annoying? Are my transitions annoying?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I love it.
Because if they are, I don't care. So, yeah, speaking of fighting for the next generation,
Stellantis ain't.
John has some information about Stellantis.
Man, Stellantis is not doing what they said they would agree to for their members. They're backing out on a lot of, how we put it.
Well, the promises that Stellantis made in Illinois, specifically at Belvedere, they're backing out of their promise and what they agreed to in the contract.
So that when you do that, you're taking away from the members, you're taking away jobs, you're taking food out, makes you mad. You're taking the money out of the families. When you take the money out of the families, you're taking the money away. I mean, from the union members, you're taking money away from the families. Yeah. And if you sign a contract, then you want to back out of what you're saying, what about the next one? So when we come to the next contract a couple years from now, then what they're gonna do? You can come to the table and you can say, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna give you this, we're gonna give you that. No, you're not. Because after I sign you, you're gonna back out of it. And that's what Stellantis is doing right now. They're not standing up to the word, they're not standing up for the membership. They're standing up for themselves. Let's just call it what it is, called spade a spade. They're standing up for themselves. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it for you. And what makes us mad is you ain't standing up for the members. So that means if you ain't standing up for the members, you can't build your product without us. You know, you need us to get your product out. You need all of the members. And at that point, what they need to do is, I mean, I stand with them. We stand up for them. We stand strong with them because they're fighting for what they deserve. And not only they deserve it, what you promised to give them.
Now, as we understand it, management agreed to, at Stellantis, in their contract, to invest in Belvedere Assembly, reopen it, retool it to build an electric vehicle. They're backing out on the dates on that commitment. They're backing out on the dates of their commitment to build a warehouse distribution system. They're supposed to build a big warehouse in the vicinity of Belvedere. They're backing out on that. Excuse me. And apparently they're also threatening to move Dodge Durango production from their Detroit assembly plant to Mexico. So we support our brothers and sisters at Stellantis. Unfortunately, they may have to strike, and we got that commitment in the most recent contract. We can now strike over product sourcing. So we hope it doesn't come to that, but they may have to go on strike to get Stellantis management to follow through on what they agreed to do.
I think they're gonna have to. Because at this point, Stellantis is not worried about what we're saying or what we're doing. You know, we're holding up signs already, trying to fight a good fight without going on the strike. But if you're not answering that right now, then you're not leaving us no choice. First of all, you shouldn't have backed out what you promised in the first place. So, where's the longevity? Where's the future for work? You know, where's the income for the families? You know, how am I going to support my family? If I'm a Stellantis union member, that's what you're thinking right now. And then to say that, and then to do that, and on top of, like Patty said, being an election year, that's a double whammy right there. If I don't get what I need from them, and then if I don't get the candidate I need, you know, that we're trying to vote for, Like I said, everybody has their own opinion.
Right.
But as far as the land is, we got to support our members. We got to stand with them. Like you said, their fight is our fight. You can't have our members out on the streets. Because the way Stellantis is talking, that seems like it's where it's going to go. And
yeah.
like, we just went through the strike, you know what I mean? We stood with people, we stood with the members, and we just went through it ourselves. And like we know, after a certain amount of time, which you need that income, you're not getting that regular check, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You're only getting a certain percentage of it. But that can't put food on the tables, that can't pay the bills, that can't do what you need.
Yeah, we need to support our brothers and sisters at Stellantis in their struggle and their fight to make sure Stellantis follows through with their commitments to their plants, because who's to say Ford might be next, GM might be next. If they see that Stellantis can get away with reneging on their commitments and their contracts,
right,
then what's to stop Ford from saying, yeah, we're not going to invest in LAP or KTP or any other plant? So we want to support them because, again, their fight is our fight.
Just same thing with the longsmiths we just talked about, the ports. They're fighting because we got the contract we got. We fought because John Silva and Teamsters got what they had, and we backboned off that. And then once we got the percentage we needed, other companies started following what we did.
right,
It's like Stellantis. And the members that voted for that, they backbone off what we did so they can get the certain contract and the wages and benefits they need so they can support not only themselves but their families. But now they don't, they're in it's called a limbo. Now they don't know if I'm going to work or if I'm staying at home. Am I going to get a check or I'm not going to get a check? I'm going to have a job here in the next couple of weeks or I'm not going to have a job. You know, it's like, if you say you don't have a job, I mean, to us, you feel like you don't have nothing.
right.
You know, you got grandkids, you got grandkids. I don't have grandkids.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, we go to work so, but you go to work so you can go take care of them and go do something with them. If you're a Stellantis member, you can't even do that. You gotta go fight the hard fight. But like you just said, you and Paige just said it. If they can do that, what makes you think GM and Ford can't do the same thing?
And they just fought the hard fight. They just went through it. You signed a contract. You were in agreement. You did your negotiation. Now you want to back out? Shame on you.
How can you back out on something you just signed? A national, and you signed it. So my thing is you should give the members their benefits and pay since you signed that contract, work or no work. Because they're not going to strike because of them. You're going to strike because of what you're not going to.
Mm-hmm. And renegotiate.
If that's me, I'm
for
coming.
More.
Yeah, right.
I would. No, I don't believe you. Okay. They go on strike. Well, you know what? Scratching it off. Let's go higher.
Let's up that end. Let's go to the top now. Let's get the max that we can get. And then at that point, if you don't want to sign that, then the ball's in our court. We're just gonna stand on strike then until you get what we need. At the end of the day, we're gonna win that battle because they need us to build the vehicles they need. You can't, because you go get somebody random off the street, you still gotta train them. Then you gotta pay them to train. Then you're more out of money. So what you should do is they should make them honor the contract that they signed for the members. That's just my opinion.
Right.
Because like we said, it's not me, you, and Patty, like, all right, let's go on strike. No, we didn't say that. they backed out of their contract, they backed out of what they planned for the members, and they should honor what they signed. That's just how I feel.
And we can all follow that on the UAW International Facebook page, the UAW International Instagram page. I believe, I don't know if they're on TikTok, but definitely on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. The UAW International also has a presence on Threads, so we can follow that. We can support those workers, keep track of that.
I think the U.S. president should get involved and he needs to make them honor that contract.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but it might.
It should.
He might have to step up.
I mean, he might have to, because this is going on for how long?
Many months.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So if it's gone on for that long, what's the rest of the year to hold? And not only we only got 2 more months. What's next January gonna hold? You know what I mean? If you're already in this position
now, what happens if the worst happens? In my opinion, would be the worst case scenario.
like Patty,
we're all going out to hell. I'm burning trash cans.
It's
burning tires in trash cans. Hopefully not burning trash cans. We're burning tires and wood in trash cans.
But Patty's right.
Yes.
How you know it won't come to that?
It won't.
I mean, it won't.
Hopefully it won't.
It won't, but eventually members are gonna, get frustrated and get upset after a certain point. I mean, they're upset now. But once you get to all right, I'm down to this bottom dollar. You know what I mean? When you get to that point, then you guys, it's a human. We're gonna start thinking, all right, how can I make money then?
Right.
And UAW International President Sean Fain held a State of the UAW, a town hall this past Monday on Facebook Live, and he reiterated that our goal at Stellantis is not to strike. We simply want Stellantis management to honor their commitment in the contract. We don't want to strike. Just honor your commitment.
The thing companies you understand, we don't ever want to strike. But if we have to, if you're forcing us, then we will. Just like happened in our last contract. We asked. Okay, you didn't give us an answer, so here we go. Then after a certain amount of time, after we went in there, we got what we deserved. So the thing with them, you're just not giving what they deserve. And like you said, you're backing out.
Yeah.
That's like saying, all right, Patty, I'm gonna give you a $5,000 raise if you go to this job. If she gets to that job, where's my raise? No, you don't get that. I just need you to go to another job. What do you think Patty's gonna do?
Beat you down. I'm missing my money. I'm gonna beat you down. You're gonna get a beat down.
And that's what members are gonna get assigned to beat
Yeah.
down. We're gonna use you beat down by standing up and striking and make you suffer. And then the thing about it is, you make us come out for work for something that you did, not for something we did. Once again. So the thing is, my thing is, if they're going to strike, they need to renegotiate. And like Patty said, you need to up that ante and give me the top notch of what we're about to ask for. Then if you don't agree to it, it's like we're just gonna stand out here then. And like you said, that's what every company, how you know they ain't getting no bright ideas. Ford or GM. That's just my opinion though.
So follow the progress of the Stellana situation on the UAW International Facebook page and Instagram and Threads. I'm sure they post updates. They'll be posting updates all the time. And finally today, we do want to give a support to all the victims of Hurricane Helene.
Yes.
Yes.
That has affected many people, many UAW members in Region 8, all the states that are in Region 8, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. There are many, unfortunately, victims of Hurricane Helene, and a lot of our brothers and sisters at plants that are represented by the UAW in Region 8. So I just want to encourage everybody, support the victims of Hurricane Helene if you can. There's lots of organizations on the ground, the American Red Cross and other organizations, because the devastation, the flooding from that hurricane has been devastating.
The loss of life
Yes.
is horrific.
So for those of you who can, get online and support. I know that they still need like food and water to a lot of those communities. Roads have been washed out. So for those who can, make sure you check that out and let's support them as much as we can.
Them in Florida, Florida, they got hit pretty bad too. It just hurts us as a country when something like that happens. Because not only we have Americans suffering, our country's getting torn apart too at the same time. And it's sad. It's sad to see. It's gonna take a while to rebuild all that stuff and getting people's homes back up, getting people back in order, and it's really sad. Keep them all in your prayers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think what hurts the most was North Carolina, South Carolina. They were expecting a little bit of flooding, but I know they weren't expecting dams to be broken. I understand it is traumatic, it's devastating for Florida, but they knew what was coming, and they boarded up and they sandbagged and they got prepared. They evacuated a lot of Georgia, Atlanta, NC, SC weren't prepared for the devastation of the dams breaking and the flooding. And there again, we have a plant that did not allow their workers to leave. And they're getting looked into about that. And that's where a lot of loss of life, unfortunately, came to corporate greed. Corporate greed. Just like the tornado and that candle factory. Now we have, flooding and the dams breaking, and they tell the workers don't leave. And there's a lot of loss of life. A lot of senseless devastation.
Something that could have been prevented.
Absolutely.
I mean the floods, what Patty's saying is the floods couldn't be prevented, but that part, you could have did something about that. You could have sent all the people home.
Yeah, they weren't expecting roads to be washed out.
No.
From what I understand. I mean, they are literally using pack mules to get people supplies because roads are washed out.
I seen a lady on one of them videos, I seen her watch a bridge just float, just float away from the dam breaking.
Right. And
so much pressure from the water, it just wiped this bridge out. I'm talking about, it was a bridge like if he was going from just across to get to the other side, like he was going to Indiana or something, just wiped it out. And now they ain't got you can't even get across no more. That was from that dam breaking.
Crazy.
So keep them in your prayers,
Yeah.
your thoughts, send them good vibes, whatever you do, please do. And get on, like you said, Facebook, go to make whatever contribution.
The American Red Cross or any other organization.
Yeah.
There's lots of organizations on the ground helping folks. So if you can, support them.
It's easy to Google. Nowadays, it's so easy to Google and see where you can support. Just find something that you feel safe and secure with. You know, watch out for the scams, of course. So.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's all.
That's it.
Okay.
Don't forget, one more thing. I did just remember. Membership meeting.
Oh, that's important.
Tuesday, 1 and 6 o'clock, LAP Hall here on Fern Valley.
Come out, show support, listen to President Todd Dunn, Vice President Marcus Shekels, updates on information. Anytime you need to ask a question, learn about anything going on in the union, come to the union halls. Come to the union meeting. Get all your questions answered. Right there, come to the mic if you got any questions.
Mm-hmm. Hope to see you there.
It's your union meeting. Come to your union meeting.
We're at 62 strong.